In this video, we will be solving a few questions from differentiation. These questions are based on the concept of chain rule, and I've taken these questions from the Maharashtra government textbook Mathematics Part 2 12th standard for science and arts, and they've been taken from exercise 1.1. Yeah, so let's begin. The first question, it tells you to differentiate this given function with respect to x. What you can do is you can take y as that function. Now whenever you are applying the chain rule, and you have a composite function, or you have a function which is not a straightforward function, so you think of the function as you try to introduce a capital X. Like if you check this function, this is sum bracket power 5, so think of that function as a big capital X power 5. Now had it been capital X power 5, the derivative is very clear. The derivative would be 5 into x power 4. So you do that very thing with the given function. So dy by dx, if I take a derivative on both the sides, then dy by dx will be, it's like x power 5, and we know that the derivative will be 5 and capital X power 4. But capital X was that entire bracket, which is x cube minus 2x minus 1 the whole power 4. Now you need to further multiply this with d by dx of whatever you had taken in place of capital X. So in place of capital X, we had x cube minus 2x minus 1. So you multiply your final answer with the derivative of whatever you had taken in place of x. So final dy by dx, that's going to be 5 into x cube minus 2x plus 1 the whole power 4, the whole multiplied by 3x square minus 2. That's the very trick that you need to learn in this entire exercise. Initial few questions, definitely I'll be reciting, I'll be speaking about this trick very often, but as we progress with the exercise, we will slowly and steadily start picking up some speed. The second question is right here. You can consider it as capital X power 5 by 2. So let y be the given function. You take a derivative on both the sides. So on the left hand side, it will be dy by dx. On the right hand side, it is x power 5 by 2. So the derivative will be 5 by 2, 2x power 3 by 2, minus 3x power 4 by 3, minus 5, the whole power 5 by 2 minus 1, which is 3 by 2. But we need to further multiply this with the derivative of whatever had come in place of x. And that was 2, x power 3 by 2, minus 3, x power 4 by 3, minus 5. So this final answer, the final dy by dx will be 5 by 5, 5 by 2, 2x power 3 by 2 minus 3x power 4 by 3 minus 5 power 3 by 2. The derivative of the entire term here, so that will be 2 into 3 by 2 x power half minus 3 into 4 by 3 into x power 1 by 3 and a minus 0 here. You can cancel off these terms now. So you can cancel a 2 with 2 and a 3 with 3, and whatever is left over is the final expression for dy by dx. In a similar way, continue with the third question. So let y be the given function. Dy by dx, think over it, okay? This is like root over x. If it is root over x, the derivative of root over x is 1 upon 2 root x. So dy by dx will be 1 upon 2 root x, means x square plus 4x minus 7. That's the derivative, but you need to further multiply it with d by dx of whatever came in place of x. In place of x, it was x square plus 4x minus 7. So multiply with the derivative of this, and the final dy by dx will be 1 upon 2 root x square plus 4x minus 7. The whole thing multiplied by the derivative of this, which is 2x plus 4. Well, you can actually simplify this further, because you can pull out a 2 common from here and cancel it with the 2 here. So you are left with x plus 2 upon root over x square plus 4x minus 7. And yeah, this would be the final expression for dy by dx. Yeah, so that's how we are answering the third question. In a similar way, answer the fourth one. Let y be the given function. So dy by dx is going to be, again, it's like root over something. So it's like root over x. The derivative for it is 1 upon 2 root x. So 1 upon 2 root, it is x square plus root over x square plus 1. You need to further multiply this with the d by dx of whatever came in place of x, and that was x square plus root over x square plus 1. So this is 1 upon 2 root x square plus root over x square plus 1, multiply with the derivative of this, which is 2x, plus the derivative of this. It's again a function of the type root x. So when you take a derivative, it will be 1 upon 2 root x, that is 1 upon 2 root x square plus 1. But you need to multiply that further with the derivative of whatever came in place of x, which was x square plus 1. Let's directly write it here only as 2x, because the derivative of this entire term will be 2x plus 0, which is simply 2x. So I'll write it directly over here only as 2x. And yeah, I can cancel off the 2 here, and finally we are left with only an x in the numerator. You can simplify that and write your final answer as okay, you can pull out an x common from here, and you can say the final answer is x upon 2 root over x square plus root over x square plus 1. There was a 2 left over here, and yeah, combine the two terms, so that will be 2 times root over x square plus 1 divided by root over x square plus 1. Yeah, so that's going to be the final expression for dy by dx for that fourth question. All the sums are exactly similar, and if you have got a grip over whatever technique we have been using, you can speed up the solving process. Take the fifth sum. Let y be the given function, so dy by dx. Now see, be very careful with this, okay? There's a 3 by 5 which is a constant, but the leftover part is cube root of some function. You think of that function y in this manner. It's 3 by 5, and then there is 2x square minus 7x minus 5. It's power 5 and cube root of it. So it's a power of 5 by 3 in the denominator. So the actual power of the bracket can be written as minus 5 by 3. And now you can treat this as x power minus 5 by 3. So take a derivative, and the derivative will now have 3 by 5 coming out. Then the derivative of this entire term will be minus 5 by 3 into x, which was actually 2x square minus 7x minus 5. The whole power minus 5 by 3 minus 1, which is minus 8 by 3. You need to further multiply this with the derivative of whatever came in place of x, and that was 2x square minus 7x minus 5. The terms here and here are getting cancelled with each other, so you are left with a minus 1. This entire bracket, which is 2x square minus 7x minus 5 power minus 8 by 3, multiplied with the derivative of this, which is 4x minus 7. Yeah, so that's the final expression for dy by dx for that fifth question. Let's continue with the sixth one, where yeah, again we have a bracket of the type x power n, and if we say let y be the given function, then dy by dx, that's going to be 5 times root over 3x minus 5 minus 1 upon root over 3x minus 5, the whole raised to 5 minus 1, which is 4. Further multiply it with d by dx of whatever came in place of x, that is root over 3x minus 5. Treat that as 3x minus 5 the whole power half minus this entire thing, and that thing can be treated as 3x minus 5 the whole power minus half. So this is 5 times root over 3x minus 5 minus 1 upon root over 3x minus 5 the whole power 4 multiplied by d by dx of this term, treat it again as x power half. So the d by dx value will be 1 by 2 3x minus 5 the whole power half minus 1 by 2, which is minus 1 by 2. It doesn't end here because you considered 3x minus 5 in place of x. So you need to further multiply with the derivative of 3x minus 5. I'm not writing it separately. We all know that's going to be equal to 3, and that into 3 is something which I can write over here only. So we will have 3 by 2 and this entire thing, and further we continue with taking a derivative of this. Consider it as x power minus half. So the derivative will be, okay, minus half comes down and minus of minus makes it plus. So plus half Then there is 3x minus 5 power minus 1 by 2 minus 1, which is minus 3 by 2, and you multiply it further with the derivative of 3x minus 5, which is 3, and that 3 we will write it here only. Yeah, so that's the final expression for dy by dx for the sixth question. Now here you can actually go for a little more simplification by taking out 3 by 2 common, but all these things are something that you can very easily manage by yourself. From here, even if there's any simplification step that you will be doing, I'll leave it up to you guys. I'll continue with the second main question now, where in the first question you are asked to take a derivative. So we will say let y be the given expression, therefore dy by dx, that's going to be, okay, this is cos of x and the derivative is minus sine of x, that is minus sine of x square plus a square. You further multiply it with d by dx of x square plus a square, because that's what you had in place of x. So this will be minus of sine x square plus a square. And this term is what you are further multiplying with the derivative of this, which is simply 2x plus 0, which is 2x. So yeah, that's the final expression for dy by dx. And with that we continue with the next one. The second one, let's take it as y. So dy by dx, it's of the type root x and the derivative is 1 upon 2 root x. So this will be 1 upon 2 root e power 3x plus 2 plus 5. You further multiply it with d by dx of whatever came in place of x, which is e power 3x plus 2 plus 5. So continue with the derivative. Okay, let's just write the derivative here only. Derivative of 5 will be 0 and derivative of e power anything is e power anything only. So this is like e power x. So the derivative will be e power x only. So we will have e power 3x plus 2 plus in the end we have a 0, but the derivative of this term does not end there. You need to further multiply this with d by dx of whatever was taken in place of x, that was 3x plus 2, and its derivative will be equal to 3. So we need to further multiply this with a 3. Anyway, there was a plus 0 in the end, so I'm not writing it again. So into 3, that into 3 we can write it here only, and we can finally claim that 3 times e power 3x plus 2. I've just written this term here, so I'll just rub it out from here. And yeah, this is the final expression of dy by dx for the second question. In a similar way, continue with the third one, log of tan x by 2. So let y be the given function, therefore dy by dx. Log x, the derivative is 1 upon x. So the first thing is 1 upon tan x by 2. Multiply it further with d by dx of whatever you took in place of x, which is tan x by 2. So this will be 1 upon tan x by 2 into the derivative of tan x will be sec square x by 2. But again, when you say tan x by 2, it's like tan x. So in place of x, you had x by 2. So you need to further multiply this with d by dx of x by 2. 1 by 2 comes out as a constant and d by dx of x will be equal to 1. So we finally have 1 upon tan x by 2. I'll prefer to write it in terms of cos and sine. So 1 upon tan will be cot, which can be written as cos x by 2 upon sine x by 2. Sec square x by 2 can be written as 1 upon cos square x by 2. And then into, we had a 1 by 2 from here because derivative of x was anyway 1. Now cos x by 2 gets cancelled up and down. So there's one cos x by 2 getting cancelled here and the other one here. Sin x by 2, cos x by 2 and 2 is what we have in the denominator. 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2, that is sin x, and in the denominator we have sin x. So 1 upon sin x, and the final expression for dy by dx is cosec x. Yeah, so cosec x is the final expression for dy by dx for the third question. Similarly, let's continue with the fourth one. Okay, so dy by dx, that will be it's root x, so it's 1 upon 2 root x, and in place of x it was tan of root x. You further multiply with the derivative of whatever came in place of x, which was tan x. Okay, it was tan root x, but think of it as tan x, and the derivative is sec square x. So here the derivative will be sec square root x. You further multiply with the derivative of root x, that is 1 upon 2 root x. Definitely you can multiply the two 2's over here and write the final expression as sec square root x the whole divided by, it's 4 root x into root over tan root x. Yeah, that's the final expression for dy by dx for that fourth question. Let's continue with the fifth one. Be very careful, okay, it is cot cube. So this expression is like, first it is like x cube, where in place of x you have cot of log x cube. So let y be the given function, which I am considering as cot of log of x cube the whole power 3. Now take dy by dx. Now take a derivative. So this is like x power 3 and the derivative is 3x square. So that will be 3 cot log x cube square, and we can write it as 3 cot square log of x cube multiplied by the derivative of cot log x. Think of it as cot x. The derivative of cot x, that is minus cosec square x. So this will be minus cosec square log of x cube. In place of x this time we had taken log of x cube. So derivative of log of x is 1 upon x. So log of x cube, the derivative will be 1 upon x cube. And you further multiply with the derivative of whatever you had taken in place of x, which was x cube. So you multiply with the derivative of x cube, which is 3x square. So here x square and x cube get cancelled, leaving you with an x in the denominator. So 3 upon x are your last two terms. You can definitely multiply the 3 here and here, and that is going to give you a 9 at the very beginning over here. And yeah, minus 9 cot square log of x cube into cosec square log of x cube is the final. Okay, there was an upon x also. Yeah, so the whole thing upon x, that's the final expression of dy by dx for the fifth question. Let's continue in a similar way with the sixth one. So we have let y be equal to the given function, that will be 5 power sine cube x plus 3. So dy by dx, a power x, the derivative is a power x into log a. So this is 5 power sine square x plus 3 into log 5. You further multiply it with d by dx of whatever came in place of x, that is d by dx of, okay, it was sine cube x, not sine square x. Yeah, so you multiply it with d by dx of sine cube x plus 3. So this is 5 power sine cube x plus 3, the whole multiplied by log 5 multiplied by sine cube x. It is like x cube, the derivative will be 3x square. So 3 sine x square, that is sine square x, multiplied by d by dx of sine x, which is equal to cos x, plus the derivative of this, which will be 0. Okay, so that's 0, I am not writing it, and I'll just keep it this way. And this can be treated as the final expression for dy by dx, that is 5 power sine cube x plus 3 into log 5 into 3 sine square x into cos x. Similarly, let's continue with the seventh one. So consider it as cosec x, and the derivative is minus cosec x cot x, that is minus cosec root cos x into cot of root cos x. Multiply it further with the derivative of root cos x, because that is what we had in place of x. So derivative of root cos x is like root x, so the derivative will be 1 upon 2 root cos x. Again, in place of x, what you had taken was cos x, so multiplied with the derivative of cos x, which is minus sin x. And yeah, that's where you are finally done with your expression for dy by dx. You can combine all the terms and write them in a compressed manner. But yeah, the last step is just a rearrangement step. So that's one thing I'm leaving up to you guys. Like I said, this is the final expression, which a little bit of simplification You can write it in a compressed manner and that would represent dy by dx. Let's continue with the eighth one, where if this is the given function y, dy by dx will be, it's like log x. So derivative is 1 upon x, which is cos of x cube minus 5. Further multiply with the derivative of x, that is derivative of cos of something, right? So the derivative will be minus sine of that something, that is minus sine of x cube minus 5. You further multiplied with the derivative of whatever was there in place of x, that is x cube minus 5. Its derivative will be 3x square minus 0. You can simplify that and write it as minus 3x square sine of something upon cos of the same thing, that is tan of that thing, which is tan of x cube minus 5. So yeah, minus 3x square into tan of x cube minus 5 is the final expression for dy by dx. Continuing with the ninth one, we have e power 3 sine square x minus 2 cos square x. Okay, and that's the expression for y. So when you take a dy by dx, this is going to be e power 3 because it's like e power x. So derivative of e power x is e power x only. So we have e power 3 sine square x minus 2 cos square x. Then we have the derivative of whatever came in place of x, that is this. So derivative of this, that will be 3 into. Now I am leaving this as an assignment type workout for you guys. You need to check this by yourself, the derivative of sine square x. Apply the rule that I've been applying so far, okay? You will realize the derivative of sine square x, that will be 2 sine x cos x, which can be easily written as sine 2x, and d by dx of cos square x, that will be minus 2 sine x cos x, and that will be minus of sine 2x. Okay, so 3 into the derivative of sine square x, which is sine 2x, minus 2 into the derivative of cos square x, which is minus sine 2x. 3 plus 2, and that's going to make it 5 sine 2x, and that's what we will directly write over here. So yeah, this is going to be the final expression of dy by dx for that 9th question. In a similar way, answer the 10th one. If I take y as the given function, then dy by dx will be, see, it is cos square of something. So derivative of cos square x was minus of sine 2x. So this will be minus of sine 2 times log of x square plus 7. Okay. You had taken this in place of x. That is, you had taken log of x square plus 7 in place of x. Take a derivative of it and that will be, okay, it's like log x, right? So the derivative for it will be 1 upon x. That is 1 upon x square plus 7. Multiplied further with the derivative of x square plus 7, and that will be 2x. Yeah, so that's going to be the final expression of dy by dx for the 10th question. Well, loads of questions to come after this, but all of them are going to be solved with the same trick. Just keep mastering it till you don't get, keep trying it till you don't master it. So yeah, you have this as y. Let y be the given function, so dy by dx. Think over it, okay, that's tan x, and the derivative will be sec square x, which is sec square cos of sine x, into, we have this in place of x, that is cos of sine x is what we had, multiply with the derivative of it, and that will be minus sine of sine x. This time we had sine x in place of x. So we multiply this further with the derivative of sine x, which is equal to cos x. And yeah, we are done with the expression for dy by dx. You take this as y, it is sec x. The derivative will be, that is dy by dx, that will be sec x tan x, which is sec of tan x power 4 plus 4. It's not yet over, it's sec x tan x. So sec of that entire thing into tan of the same very thing. Be very careful, in place of x you had tan of something, the derivative of it further when you need to multiply with its derivative, right? So tan of something, the derivative will be sec square x power 4 plus 4, and this needs to be further multiplied with the derivative of x power 4 plus 4, and that derivative will be 4x cube. Yeah, so this entire long looking expression is the final expression of dy by dx. Now here's where you need to be a little smart. You can't be always mechanical while solving these questions. E power log of something, the base is not mentioned, so by default it is e. If there is a power log b to the base a, that is, you should have a log term in the power, the number here and in the base out here should be the same. So for such expressions, the value of the entire equation or the entire function will be the expression that you have inside the log right here. So the value for the full thing will be equal to b. So e power log of something to the base e, the value will be this inner thing only. So your y in this sum, that is the given expression, is going to be log of x the whole square minus log of x square. Log of x square, you can pull out that 2 common and write it outside the log. And now it's a good time to take dy by dx. X square. So this is going to give us 2 log x as the derivative, multiplied further with the derivative of whatever you had in place of x, that was log x. Derivative of log x is 1 upon x. So we multiplied this with 1 upon x, and yes, we are done with the derivative of first term. Minus 2 log x, the derivative will be 2 upon x. And yeah, that's how your dy by dx looks like. The 14th one, let y be the given expression. Therefore dy by dx, that's going to be, it's sine x. So the derivative will be cos x, that is cos of root over sine root x, multiplied further with the derivative of x. Be very careful, in place of x you had root of sine root x. It's an expression of the type root x. So the derivative will be 1 upon 2 root x, that is 1 upon root sine root x. Multiply that further with the derivative of sine root x, that will be cos root x, multiplied with the derivative of root x, that is 1 upon 2 root x. Okay, you can multiply this 2 and 2 with each other, and that will be 4. And yeah, that's it. There's no further simplification possible in there. So you can say that this finally is your dy by dx expression. Like I said, multiply the 2 terms, make it 4, compress it and write it in a proper organized manner, but all of it is something that you can manage by yourself. So I'll skip that part and try to solve as many questions in as much less time as possible. The 15th one, let y be the given function which is of the type log x. So dy by dx, that's going to be 1 upon sec e power x square. Then x was this, right? So take a derivative of it. It's a function of the type sec x. So the derivative will be sec x tan x. So I have sec e power x square into tan e power x square, multiplied further with the derivative of this. It's like e power x. So the derivative will be e power x only. In place of x, we thought, we took x in place of x square. Further multiply with the derivative of x square, which is 2x. The term in sec gets cancelled, and the final expression for dy by dx is 2x e power x square into tan of e power x square. And let's continue with the 16th one. It's log of log x to the base e square. So first we will apply the change of base formula. That will give us log of log x upon log of e square. And the base for both the log terms is going to be e only. And that's why we are not writing it. Log of e square, we can take that to outside the logarithm. And log e will be equal to 1. So upon 2 into 1 is what you are left with. That is simply upon 2. Now you can take dy by dx because 1 upon 2 is a constant. Log x, derivative is 1 upon x, so this will be 1 upon log x. Multiply that further with the derivative of log x, which is simply 1 upon x. So this will be 1 upon 2x log x, and that is dy by dx. Let's continue with the 17th sum. It's a similar one, but this time it is x square, and Following this, all the terms will be in log only. So dy by dx, that will be 2 times log of log x multiplied by, this is what you had in place of x. So log of something, the derivative will be 1 upon that something, that is 1 upon log of log x multiplied further with the derivative of log x only. So log of something, the derivative is 1 upon something, that is 1 upon log x, and further multiply with the derivative of log x, which is 1 upon x. It's very simple, but at times because of so many log terms, it tends to get confusing. So take a minute to look at it very carefully, and once you're fully convinced with the terms here, then you can go ahead with the next one. So you can say that the final expression is 2 times log of log x divided by x into log of log x in the denominator. Continue with the 18th one. It is sine square x square minus cos square x square. Again, I would be more comfortable in first taking out a minus common. So we have cos square x square minus sine square x square. But cos square theta minus sine square theta was a formula for cos 2 theta. So I can think of it as cos of 2x square, and now take a derivative. So dy by dx will be minus of cos x. The derivative is, okay, minus is already there. Derivative of cos is minus sine. So that minus cancels off this minus, and you're simply left with sine of whatever you had here, which was 2x square. And you multiply it further with the derivative of 2x square, which is going to be 4x. Now writing a 4x over here often confuses the reader, that whether that 4x is multiplied with 2x square or it is outside the sign. So it's a better practice to write it clearly outside the sign term here, so that there is no confusion about whether this term is outside or inside. It's very clear that the term is outside, and yeah, 4x into sine of 2x square is the final expression of dy by dx for that 18th question. Continue with the third main question, and it's again the same thing, just that there are 2 terms this time. So dy by dx, let's be a little quick. This is like x cube. So dy by dx will be 3 x square plus 4x plus 1 the whole square into the derivative of x square plus 4x, which is 2x plus 4, plus take a derivative of this, it's like x power 4. So the derivative will be 4 x cube minus 5x minus 2 the whole power 3. Multiply that further with the derivative of this, which is 3x square minus 5. Yeah, so that's the entire expression of dy by dx for the first question. Continue with the second one. It's an expression of the type u into v. So dy by dx will be u into derivative of v, that is 1 plus 4x the whole power 5 into the derivative of v, that will be 8, 3 plus x minus x square the whole power 7, multiplied by the derivative of that inner term, that is the derivative of this, which will be 0, plus 1 minus 2x. So simply 1 minus 2x plus, it will be, okay, so far it's u into derivative of v, now it will be v into derivative of u. So v is 3 plus x minus x square power 8 into the derivative of u, that will be 5 into 1 plus 4x the whole power 4, multiplied by the derivative of the inner term, which is simply equal to 4. Now you can definitely take out a few terms common from here, that is 1 plus 4x the whole power 4 can be taken out common, and this bracket power 7 can be taken out common. So you are left with 1 plus 4x the whole power 4, and then there is 3 plus x minus x square the whole power 7. You are left with 1 plus 4x into 8, so 8, 1 plus 4x into 1 minus 2x, and then there is a plus 4 into just this term, yeah. So in fact 4 into 5, so that's making it 20 into the bracket here, which is 3 plus x minus x square. Yeah, now you can expand this bracket, multiply that with 8 expand the bracket here, collect the terms in x square x and the constants, and you will have your answer. I'll do that for you a little quickly here. So we have 4x and minus 2x, so that is going to be minus 8x square. Into 8 will be minus 64x square. To it we will add minus 20, so it will be minus 84x square. Then we are going to have the term in x, that's going to be 4x minus 2x, which is plus 2x, into 8, that will be 16x and 20x, that's making it 36x, and the constants will be 1 into 1, which is 1, into 8, which is 8, 8 plus 60, which is equal to 68. Yeah, that's the value for the entire bracket. You can further pull out the 4 common from these terms and write that 4 here. But I'll just stop it there because okay, there is not much space and the step is not that difficult for you to not understand. So final dy by dx will be a 4 taken out common from this bracket, so you'll have a 4 here. Then this entire expression followed by whatever you are left inside the bracket, I mean whatever you are left with inside the bracket after you've pulled out a 4 common, which will be minus 21x square plus 9x plus 17. Okay, so that's how you are answering the second question. And with that we go ahead with the third one. This time it is u upon v, and dy by dx for such sums will be written as v into the derivative of u. So v into the derivative of x, which is 1, minus x into the derivative of v, that is, okay, v is root over 7 minus 3x. The derivative will be 1 upon 2 root 7 minus 3x. Further multiplied with the derivative of 7 minus 3x, which will be minus 3, and that's what you get in the numerator. The whole thing divided by v square, which is 7 minus 3x, and yeah, we can solve it further. So you can see that here it's going to be a plus 3x, so plus, let's make it 3x here. And now we can club the two terms by taking the LCM. So you are going to have 2 into 7 minus 3x plus 3x, the whole divided by, this thing comes in the denominator with this, so it's 2 times. Now root 7 minus 3x into 7 minus 3x, you can consider it as 7 minus 3x the whole power 3 by 2. Why does that happen? I'll tell you. So if it's like k and root k, then this is like k power 1 into k power half, a power m into a power n, that is a power m plus n, that will be a power, I mean this will be k power 1 plus half, that is k power 3 by 2. So this is 7 minus 3x power 1 and 7 minus 3x power half. So you multiply them, you get 7 minus 3x power 3 by 2. Okay, so yeah, that's what you ultimately have, and you can simplify the numerator further. So it will be 14 minus 6x plus 3x, so it will be 14 minus 3x. That's the final expression of dy by dx for the third question. In a similar way, try answering the fourth one. The fourth one is again u by v rule. So we have dy by dx as v, which is x cube plus 3, the whole cube, into the derivative of u, and let's be quick with that, it's 5 x cube minus 5 the whole power 4 into 3x square. I hope everyone understands how we have written that, minus u into the derivative of v, that is x cube minus 5 the whole power 5 into the derivative of v, which is 3x cube plus 3 into 3x square, the whole divided with the v square, which is x cube plus 3 the whole power 3, the square of it, so that will be whole power 6. Now from the numerator you can pull out a few terms common. So you have x plus 3 the whole square, which is, okay, there had to be a square here. X cube plus 3 the whole square can be taken out common. There's a square here, so x cube plus 3 the whole square taken out common. Then there is x cube minus 5 power 4, x cube minus 5 power 5. So x cube minus 5, the whole power 4 is coming common. Then there's 3x square and there's 3x square again. What are we finally left with? We are left with x cube plus 3 into 5, and that will be 5x cube plus 15. From that we are subtracting. This has gone out common. Okay, no, it's one term of this which is left. So we had taken x cube minus 5, the whole power 4 common. We will be left with x cube minus 5 into 3, and that will be 3x cube. Minus of minus 5 will make it plus 5. So multiplying it will give you 15. And yeah, the other terms had already been taken out common. And in the denominator you are left with x cube plus 3, the whole power 6. This term and this term get cancelled with each other. So x cube plus 3, the whole power 4 is what we are left with in the denominator. And let's simplify this. So that's going to be 2x cube plus 30, 2x cube plus 30, and you can pull out a 2 common. So 2 comes out common. Then there is x cube plus 15, and then there's 2 into 3 which is equal to 6. So you write that 6 over here and eliminate the 3 from here. And yeah, you were left with a power 4 here. And that's how the final dy by dx expression is going to look like. That is 6x square into x cube minus 5 power 4 into x cube plus 15 divided by x cube plus 3 the whole power 4. Okay, a little bit long, but the steps were quite simple. It's just that one or two rules are being combined together and being applied. But if you have got a grip on this technique, a grip on this way of finding the derivatives, then none of these sums are difficult. So in case if you haven't got a grip on that, try practicing more number of questions, and trust me that by the end of solving 5 to 6 sums properly, you will be in a good flow with all these questions. Take the fifth one. So we have y as the given function. It's of the type u into v. So again dy by dx will be u into the derivative of v, which is 3 into 1 plus cos square x, the whole power 2, into the derivative of this term, which is 0, plus the derivative of cos square x, which is minus sin 2x, plus v into derivative of u. So v is 1 plus cos square x, the whole cube, into the derivative of u, that will be 2 into 1 plus sin square x, into the derivative of 1 plus sin square x, which is 0, plus sin 2x. Yeah, so we can take out sin 2x common. 1 plus sin square x can be taken out common, and 1 plus cos square x, the whole square, can also be taken out common. So we are going to have 1 plus sin square x into 1 plus cos square x, the whole square, into sin 2x. What are you left with? So you are left with 1 plus sin square x. In fact, 1 plus sin square x into 3. So we will write it as 3 plus 3 sin square x. To it we are, and there's a minus sign also. So it's minus 3 sin square x. Yeah. So to it we are adding 2 times the entire thing here. And we have already taken cos square x common. I mean 1 plus cos square x, the whole square, has been taken out common. So you are left with 2 plus 2 cos square x. So we have 2 plus 2 cos square x. And yeah, I think that should be it, because you can now cancel a 2 and a minus 3, making it minus 1. So it's minus 1 minus 3 sin square x. And if at all you want, you can further write sin square x as 1 minus cos square x and simplify it further and make it just 2 terms instead of 3. You can do the same thing with cos square x also, that is, write it as 1 minus sin square x and bring all the terms in sin square x. But again, it's all a simplification part only, just a rearrangement of terms here and there, and that simplification again is something that you can manage by yourself. So this is going to be the final expression of dy by dx for that 5th question, and with that we go ahead with the 6th one. So again dy by dx, that's going to be root cos x, right? So that's like root x. The derivative will be 1 upon 2 root x, which is 1 upon 2 root cos x, multiplied with the derivative of cos x, that will be minus sin x. That's where we are done with our first term. plus the derivative of the second term. Let's write that directly. So 1 upon 2 root cos root x into minus of sine root x into there will be a further 1 upon 2 root x. So you can combine this 2 and 2 and write it as 4 in the denominator. And yeah, this should be the final expression of dy by dx for this question. You can actually eliminate this minus from here, write a minus here, and now it looks more appropriate. Continuing with the seventh one, where it is log of 3x, log of sec 3x plus tan 3x. It's a simple one. Don't try to apply any trigonometry over there. Just take a derivative straight away. It's like log x. So dy by dx, that's going to be 1 upon x, which is sec 3x plus tan 3x. Further multiply it with the derivative of sec 3x plus tan 3x, which is sec 3x tan 3x. This is only the derivative of this, plus the derivative of this, which is sec square 3x. And okay, just a minute. This will further be multiplied with derivative of 3x, which is 3, plus to it you will further add sec square 3x into 3. You can pull out a 3 sec 3x common from the two terms. But after you have pulled out a 3 sec 3x common from the two terms, you will be left with tan 3x plus sec 3x. And tan 3x plus sec 3x, both of them get cancelled in the numerator and denominator. You are ultimately left with 3 sec 3x, and that's the final expression of dy by dx. Yeah, so with that, let's go ahead with the next one, the eighth one. For the eighth one, I'll prefer to apply a little bit of trigonometry. That is, I'll prefer to write 1 as cos square x degrees plus sine square x degrees. In fact, cos square x degrees by 2 plus sine square x by 2 degrees, x degrees by 2 or x by 2 degrees is one and the same, plus 2 sine x by 2 cos x by 2. I'm not writing the degrees separately for now, but you need to understand that it's there. 1 minus sin x will be cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2 minus 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. Continue it further. So the numerator, if you see, it's a square plus b square plus 2ab, and we will prefer to write it as cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 the whole square. And the denominator the denominator similarly will be cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 the whole square. That whole square can be taken common and you can write it like this. Divide the numerator and denominator with cos of x by 2 and you are going to have 1 plus tan of x by 2 upon 1 minus tan of x by 2 the whole square. But 1 plus tan x by 2 upon 1 minus tan x by 2, this is tan of pi by 4 plus x by 2. And the square of it will be tan square pi by 4 plus x by 2. And finally we need to take the derivative of this. Okay, so I'll rub out all these terms now, and let's just focus on that tan square pi by 4 plus x by 2, because that's the final expression for y. Okay, I'll just write that again here. It is tan square pi by 4 plus x by 2. And now take a dy by dx. So it's like x square, the derivative will be 2x, that is 2 tan pi by 4 plus x by 2. In place of x, you had tan of pi by 4 plus x by 2. It's like tan x. So the derivative will be sec square x, that is sec square pi by 4 plus x by 2. Multiply that further with the derivative of pi by 4 plus x by 2, which is 0, plus 1 by 2, simply equal to half. So when you multiply that with half, this half and this 2 get cancelled. And that's the final answer. That is, dy by dx will be tan of pi by 4 plus x by 2 into sec square pi by 4 plus x by 2. We continue with the ninth one. So in the ninth one, it is cot of log x the whole divided by 2 minus log of cot of x by 2. So cot x Okay, if that given function is y, then dy by dx will be minus cosec square x, that is minus cosec square of whatever was there inside, which is log x by 2. Multiply that further with the derivative of log x by 2. That will be 1 upon 2 coming out common, not common but constant coming out of the derivative, so 1 by 2, and derivative of log x, which is 1 upon x. So we can simply say it is 1 upon 2x. So you can write this safely as cosec square x by 2, minus of cosec square log x by 2 upon 2x. Yeah. So that's the derivative of your first term, and with that we go ahead with the derivative of your second term. That will be minus log x. So the derivative will be 1 upon x, that is 1 upon cot x by 2. 2 goes up, you can say 2 by cot x. Multiply it further with the derivative of cot x by 2, and that will be 1 by 2 into minus cosec square x. 2 and 2 get cancelled, minus of minus makes it plus. So we are finally left with plus cosec square x divided by cot x. Cosec square x will be 1 upon sine square x. Cot x will be cos x upon sine x, so that cos x stays here. Sine x goes up. A sine x here and here gets cancelled. You can further multiply the numerator and denominator with 2. 2 sin x cos x in the denominator becomes sin 2x, and you are left with a 2 in the numerator. So this entire expression is getting simplified to 2 upon sin 2x. And yeah, that's the final simplified expression of dy by dx for your 9th question. Let's continue in a similar way with the 10th one. E power 2x minus e power minus 2x upon e power 2x plus e power minus 2x. It's more comfortable to deal with it if you multiply the numerator and denominator with e power x, e power 2x. So you will have e power 2x into e power 2x minus e power minus 2x upon e power 2x into e power 2x plus e power minus 2x. Multiplied, so you get e power 2x into e power 2x, that is e power 2x plus 2x, which is e power 4x. E power 2x into e power minus 2x, that is e power 2x minus 2x, which is e power 0, which is 1. So minus 1 upon e power 4x plus 1. And now it's easier to take a derivative of this. So dy by dx will now be v into the derivative of u, that is 4 e power 4x minus u into the derivative of v, which is again 4 e power 4x, the whole divided by e power 4x plus 1, the whole square. So now you can pull out 4 e power 4x common, then e power 4x plus 1 minus of the full thing, that will be minus e power 4x minus of minus making it plus 1. So e power 4x minus e power 4x gets cancelled. 1 minus of minus 1, that is 1 plus 1 makes it 2. That 2 gets multiplied with 4 e power 4x, which was taken out. That makes it 8 e power 4x divided by e power 4x plus 1, the whole square, and this is the final expression of dy by dx. Yeah, so that's how you are answering the 10th question. And with that, let's go ahead with the 11th one. So here your dy by dx will be v into the derivative of u, that is e power root x minus 1. The derivative of u, that will be e power root x into 1 upon 2 root x minus u into the derivative of v, that is e power root x plus 1 into e power root x into 1 upon 2 root x, the whole divided by v square, which is e power root x minus 1, the whole square. So let the denominator remain the way it is. Dy by dx will now be e power root x into 1 upon 2 root x is coming out common. So e power root x upon 2 root x. We also have e power root x minus 1, the whole square, Inside the bracket you are left with e power root x minus 1 minus e power root x minus 1, because when you open up the bracket, both of them are going to become negative. So e power root x minus 1 minus e power root x minus 1. So e power root x gets cancelled and minus 1 will make it minus 2. That minus 2 can cancel off this 2 and you are ultimately left with a negative sign, which can be written along with the numerator only. So the final dy by dx will look like this. That is minus of e power root x divided by root x into e power root x minus 1 the whole square. Let's continue with the 12th one. It says log of something. So first try to simplify that. Log a into b into c, and that is log a plus log b plus log c. So this is log of, it is tan cube x. Okay, fine. Let's write the terms separately first. Plus log of sine power 4x plus log of x square plus 7 the whole power 7. This cube can be taken out because tan cube x is like tan x the whole cube, and that cube comes out from here. So this 3 comes out from here, makes it 3 log tan x. Similarly, this 4 comes out from here, makes it 4 log sin x. 7 comes out from here, makes it 7 log x square plus 7. And now take a dy by dx. So 3 log tan x, it will be 3 upon tan x into derivative of tan x, which is sec square x. Continue that further. So we have plus 4 upon sin x into derivative of sin x, which is cos x, plus 7 upon x square plus 7 into 2x. Yeah, so you can simplify that further. Let's rub out this part. So you can simplify that further as this is 1 upon cos square x. So it's 3 upon cos square x. That tan x will be written as sin x upon cos x. Upon cos x goes up. So cos x and cos x get cancelled. Multiply with the 2 in the numerator and denominator. So you get 6 upon 2 sin x cos x, which is 6 upon sin 2x. Plus it's 4 cot x plus it's 14x upon x square plus 7. And yeah, that's the final expression of dy by dx. Continue with the 13th one. For the 13th one, again you need to know a little bit of trigonometry here. So this is going to be log of root over 1 minus cos is 2 sin square and 1 plus cos is 2 cos square. So 1 minus cos is 2 sin square. The angle will be half of whatever you had here, which is 3x by 2. In the denominator it is 1 plus cos, and that is 2 cos square. Again half of that angle, which is 3x by 2. 2 and 2 get cancelled. Sin square upon cos square makes it tan square. Root of tan square will be tan. So we are finally left with log of tan 3x by 2. And now take a derivative. So now dy by dx will be log of x. So that is 1 upon tan 3x by 2 into derivative of tan, which is sec square 3x by 2 into the derivative of 3x by 2, and that will be 3 by 2. Okay. Sec square 3x by 2 is 1 upon cos square. This is sin x upon cos x, and the thing that we had done in the previous sum, this is going to give us 1 upon sin 3x by 2 cos 3x by 2 in the denominator. But sin 3x by 2 into cos 3x by 2, and then there's an into 2 in the denominator, which simply makes it sin 3x, and in the numerator you're left with a 3. So 3 upon sin 3x is, and upon sin 3x, right? So write it as 3 cosec 3x. And yeah, that's the final expression of dy by dx for that 13th question. We continue with the 14th one. Use the same very formula. So y will be log of root 1 plus cos, making it 2 cos square, 5x by 4. So be careful with that. Divided by the denominator is 1 minus cos. So that's 2 sin square, 5x by 4. 2 gets cancelled. cot square theta, root of it, that makes it cot theta. So we get log of cot 5x by 4. Take a derivative of that function in a similar way, similar to the previous question. So log x, the derivative is 1 upon x, that is 1 upon cot 5x by 4. Multiply it further with the derivative of cot, that is minus of cosec square 5x by 4 into the derivative of 5x by 4, which is simply 5 by 4. Now cosec square upon cot. So cosec square is like 1 upon sine square into 1 upon cot is like cos upon sine. So cos upon sine goes up, sine gets cancelled, multiply with a 2 in the numerator and denominator, this becomes sine 2x. So cancel off all these things. We just got a 2 here, so that 2, and the denominator got converted to 2 sine x cos x, which is sine 2x. But sine 2 into 5x by 4, that will be 5x by 2. Cancel off this 2 here and a 4 here. So you are simply left with a minus 5 divided by 2. So you have a minus 5 here by 2 here. Sine of 5x by 2, that will be cosec 5x by 2. So it's minus 5 by 2 cosec 5x by 2. And yeah, that's the final expression of dy by dx for your 14th question. Continue with the 15th one. This is a simplification we have done once in one of the previous questions. So you can say this is log of root over 1 minus sine. So you can write it as cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2 minus 2 sine x by 2 cos x by 2 divided by a similar thing in the denominator. So this becomes log of, in the numerator it is cos x by 2 minus sine x by 2 the whole square. In the denominator it is cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2 the whole square. So this is cos minus sine upon cos plus sine the whole square. The root of it will be log of cos minus sine upon cos plus sine. Divide the numerator with cos x by 2. So you are going to have log of cos x by 2 minus sine x by 2 upon cos x by 2, which is 1 minus tan x by 2. Similarly, in the denominator, dividing with cos x by 2 will make it 1 plus tan x by 2. This is tan of pi by 4 plus x by 2. So we have log of tan pi by 4 plus x by 2. Do not get excited that you have got a simple expression, because it's not currently the final answer. This is only and only the expression y. You have still not taken the derivative, so take the derivative and complete the sum. So log of tan, that will give you 1 upon tan pi by 4 plus x by 2. Then there will be sec square pi by 4 plus x by 2 into the derivative of pi by 4 plus x by 2, which is 1 by 2. Sec square, okay, sec square, consider this as theta for the time being. So sec square theta upon tan theta, you simplify that, you get 1 upon sine theta cos theta. You multiply the numerator and denominator with 2, so you are left with a 2 in the numerator. In the denominator it will be sine 2 theta, that is sine of pi by 2 plus x, and then there is this into 2 here. So this 2 and this 2 get cancelled. So sine pi by 2 plus x, and that will be cos x, and 1 upon cos x will finally be sec x. So yeah, dy by dx for the 15th question is going to be sec x. Let's continue with the 16th one. Now again there's a log here, but first you need to apply the property of log, which tells you that log of a into b is log a plus log b. So your y is going to be log of 4 power 2x plus log of x square plus 5 upon root over 2x cube minus 4 the whole power 3 by 2. Take that 2x outside. Take this 3 by 2 outside. So y will now be 2x log 4 plus 3 by 2. Now this is of the type log a upon b, and that will be log a minus log b. So log of x square plus 5 minus log of root over 2x cube minus 4. But root over 2x cube minus 4 is like that expression power half. Take that half outside and write it here. And now it's a good time to take dy by dx. So 2 log 4 is a constant. Derivative of x will be 1. So the first term is 2 log 4 plus 3 by 2. Let it remain the way it is. Derivative of this, that will be 1 upon x square plus 5 into derivative of x square plus 5, that will be 2x minus half. In the denominator it will be 2x cube minus 4, and then derivative of 2x cube minus 4, that's going to be 6x square in the numerator. This 2 and 6 get cancelled, giving you a 3 in the numerator. And yeah, you can stop that here. So this is the final expression of dy by dx for that 16th question. We continue with the 17th one, where you again have to do the same very thing. So y will be equal to, it's log of a into b upon c. So this will be log of e power x square. Take that x square out. So you have x square log e, which is equal to 1. So x square plus, continue with the other term. So you have log of 5 minus 4x. That power 3 by 2 comes out, and you have a 3 by 2 here. And the last term will be minus 7 minus 6x. I mean log of 7 minus 6x. Power 1 upon 3, and that 1 upon 3 comes out common. I mean comes out of the log and can be written as 1 by 3 right here. dy by dx will now be 2x plus, there's already a 3 by 2 here, 1 upon 5 minus 4x, the whole into the derivative of this, which is minus 4, minus 1 upon 3 upon 7 minus 6x, and a minus 6 in the numerator. 3 and minus 6 get cancelled, giving you a plus 2. So you have a plus 2 here. And that's the final expression of dy by dx. Okay. Continue with the next one, which is again the same thing. Log a minus log b minus log c. So the first term, that will be log of a power cos x. Cos x comes out and you get cos x into log a minus log of this thing, where that power 3 can be taken out, and you can write it as 3 times log of x square minus 3. And the last term, which will be minus log of log x. So dy by dx, that will be log a is a constant, and the derivative here is minus sin x. So you have minus sin x into log a minus 3 upon x square minus 3, and then the derivative of x square minus 3, which is 2x. That 3 into 2x makes it 6x. And then finally minus 1 upon log x into derivative of log x, which is 1 upon x. So it is simply 1 upon x log x. Yeah, that's dy by dx for that 18th question, and we continue with the 19th one. Here there's again a result that I had mentioned in this exercise a little while ago that we will be using. So 25, we will write that as 5 power 2. So we have 5 power 2 log of sec x to the base 5. Now a power m, the whole power n, is a power mn. So this becomes 5 power 2 into, it's 5 power 2 into the entire thing. But that 2 log something, that 2 can be taken inside the log. And you have 5 power log of sec x the whole square. And 5 is here, 5 is here, there's a log term here. The value of the entire expression will be the inner term, which is sec x the whole square, which is equal to sec square x. Now that's only the first term. In a similar way, you can say that the second term is going to be 4 power log of tan square x to the base 4. And the value for it will be tan square x. So we have sec square x minus tan square x, which is equal to 1. But this is only the simplification of y. This is y. Okay. Take dy by dx, because y is a constant, dy by dx will be 0, and dy by dx equal to 0 is the final value of derivative for that question. And 20th, the last question in this main question. So you will take the derivative by the u by v rule, and dy by dx you can say is going to be v into the derivative of u minus u into the derivative of v 1 upon 2 root x square minus 5 into there will be a 2x there, the whole divided by the square of the denominator, which is x square minus 5. Well, to simplify that, okay, there should be a cube here. Yeah, there's a cube there. Now you can take okay, you can take a 2x x square plus 2 the whole cube. Okay, you can definitely simplify that further, but simplification and all it's just a thing that you can manage. It's a simple algebra kind of a thing which can be done by yourself. But dy by dx for this question, like I said, will be taken by the u by v rule. The expressions have been written. Try taking it common. There will be a little bit of long calculation simplification going ahead, but it's a thing you can manage. Continue with the fourth one. A table is given for these values. R of x is given. R of x is f of g of x. You need r dash 2. So for the first one, you can say that r dash 2, right? First of all, r dash x, that will be f dash g of x into g dash x. And now you're putting x as 2. Now g of 2, that's going to be 6. So this is f dash of 6. Then there is g dash 2 that we have. G dash 2, that's going to be 4. So I'll write this one as 4. And f dash 6, that will be minus 4. So minus 4 into 4, which is minus 16, and that minus 16 is the value for r dash 2. Okay. Similarly, let's try finding the second one, that is r of x is given to us. Find r dash 4. So r dash x is going to be g dash 3 plus f of x. Multiply that further with the derivative of 3 plus fx, that is 0 plus f dash x, which is simply f dash x. Put x as 4. So you have r dash 4 equals to f4 and f dash 4. So f dash 4 is going to be 5. F of 4 will be 3. 3 plus 3 will be 6. So we have g dash 6. G dash 6 will be equal to 7. So we have this value as 7. And finally we have 7 into 5, which will be equal to 35. So that's the final value for r dash 4. In a similar way, you can try calculating the other expressions, which are s of x. So you need s dash 4. So take s dash x. S dash will be f dash 9 minus f of x into the derivative of 9 minus fx, which is 0 minus f dash x, which is simply minus f dash x. You need s dash 4. So you're putting x as 4. So you get s dash 4, a 4 here and a 4 here. So this is going to be f dash 4. F dash 4 is 5. So there's a minus 5 here. Then there's f of 4. So f of 4, that will be 3. Then we have 9 minus 3, which is equal to 6. And f dash of 6, that will be minus 4. So minus 4 into minus 5, we have a 20 there. So S dash 4 will be equal to 20. And yeah, that's the solution for your third question. And similarly, the fourth one, S of x is g of gx, find S dash of 6. So S dash of x, that will be g dash gx into g dash x. We need to put x as 6. So S dash of 6 will be g dash of 6, which is 7. So we are having a 7 here, and g of 6 is 2. And then we have g dash 2. So g dash 2, that will be 4. So this is 4 into g dash of 7. I'm sorry, g dash of 6 itself was equal to 7. So here it's into 7, and that final answer there is 28. So S dash of 6 turns out to be 28, and yeah, that's how we are solving our fourth question. Let's continue with the fifth question. Now these are last three questions in this exercise. So the fifth one, f dash of 3 is minus 1, g dash of 2 is given, g of 2 is given, and y is f of gx. So you need dy by dx. So dy by dx, it's the fifth sum, okay? So dy by dx, that will be f dash g of x into g dash x. But because you want dy by dx at x equal to 2, we will put x as 2 right here. So that's going to give us a g of 2 and a g dash 2. So g dash 2, that will be 5. Then there is g of 2, which will be 3. And f dash of 3. F dash of 3 will be minus 1. So then there is minus 1 into 5. This will be equal to minus 5. So that minus 5 is the answer for the fifth question. Similarly, the sixth one, h of x has been given to you. F of 1, g of 1, f dash 1, g dash 1 is also given. Find h dash 1. So it's very clear, you need to first take h dash of x and put x as 1. So h dash of x, it's like root x. So the derivative will be 1 upon 2 root x. So 1 upon 2 root 4fx plus 3gx multiplied by the derivative of the full term here, that will be 4f dash x plus 3g dash x. Okay, we put x as 1. So we have a 1 here, 1, 1, 1, and a 1 here. So f of 1, that will be 4. So we have 4 into 4, that is 16. G of 1 is 3. So 3 into 3. So we have 16 plus 9. And root of 16 plus 9 is root 25, which is 5. That 5 into 2 will make it 10. So 1 upon 10. 4 times f dash 1. F dash 1 is 3. So 4 into 3, that will be 12. And g dash 1. G dash 1 is 4. So 3 into 4 will again be 12. So 12 and 12 will be 24. And then 24 by 10. Write it as 2.4 or write it as 12 by 5. That's your call. But this is the final expression or final value of h dash 1. So h dash 1 will be 12 by 5. Yeah. And one last question in this video. So we have x coordinate of all points on this curve where dy by dx will be equal to 0. So take dy by dx, that will be 2 cos 2x minus 2 cos x. You want those points where dy by dx will be 0. So take dy by dx as 0. So we get 2 cos 2x is equals to 2 cos x. In fact, yeah, you can actually cancel out the 2 and write that 2 cos 2x as 2 cos square x minus 1. and take that cos x again on the left. So 2 cos square x minus cos x minus 1 equal to 0 is what we will have. Try to factorize that equation. So you have 2 cos square x minus 2 cos x plus cos x minus 1 equal to 0. So you now have 2 cos x into cos x minus 1. Then there is minus cos x minus 1 equal to 0. So then it is cos x minus 1 into 2 cos x. Okay, there should have been a plus somewhere. Yeah, there's a plus here. Okay, so into 2 cos x plus 1 equal to 0. And so cos x minus 1 will be 0, or this term will be equal to 0. So cos x will either be equal to 1 or cos x will be equal to minus 1 by 2. And yeah, that's the final answer for the 7th question. So yeah, I am done with whatever sums I wanted to cover in this video. Do check out other videos in this playlist where I have solved further questions which are coming in this exercise. And I hope that the contents have been someplace somewhere helpful to you in your preparations. Thank you for watching.